So to combat my frustration on day 71 of 100 Days of Making Comics, of looking at a blank page and staring at it for way too long, wondering out loud, what the hell am I going to draw? Today I picked up an old technique of just kicking off my imagination by just scratching away some lines and just trying to see in those lines, just let my imagination just kind of go, oh, I see a figure here, I see this here, I see that here, and then no hesitation, just draw away, see what comes out. And what came out was a neat little scene. When you can't even stream music, it is a little reminder as to just how much the internet has taken over everything. You know, it is my comic book, it is my newspaper, it is my television, it is my cinema, it is my radio station. And it is frustrating as hell not being able to keep up with everyone's art. And by everyone, of course, I mean the 100s. It's an internet challenge created by Kevin Cross of Monkey Moth fame, in which those of us who take part take half an hour to an hour every single day to work on our own personal comic book projects. I'm Jan, this is my day 72 of 100 days. I've not been able to keep up every single day, but I am not giving up. And my little comic book is very much a monster story in which people stumble across an installation, get infected. What is this infection all about? Who are the people who let something like that lying around? That is to be discovered. And as they do, and they think they can make a profit themselves, before they know it, they are being killed off one by one.
Until there's only one left.
Creepy.
So last week, I met up with some friends of mine in Streatham, and these particular friends are big-time collectors of video games and anything to do with the 80s, early 90s. I'm always amazed at how much stuff they manage to collect and pass on and collect, and they are the eBay kings. And I've told them a couple of times now, like, you guys should be stockbrokers. You're wasting your talents doing what you do, working in bars. Like, you should be stockbrokers. Like, you know all the deals, you move things around with a minimum loss of money. You always have the latest and the greatest, and anything from this particular time period in video games, you know exactly where to get it, where to find it, and it's insane. And it's, of course, whenever they take me along, we always end up in some little store somewhere far away, tucked away, that I've never been to, and my whole childhood is on this display. I mean, just look at this stuff. Just look at this arcade cabinet in the corner. I mean, it's awesome.
We're playing.
But being one who likes to travel light, I just don't have the time. And I put my resources in you know, making sure I could get to take some time off and travel a little bit more. But like I said, like, them being the eBay kings that they are, it's amazing, like, how little money they actually spend on having exactly the stuff they want and the latest and the greatest tech. Like, I should really take a leaf out of their book. So back to my drawing. The little scene unfolding is very much going deeper into the bowels of the installation while the monsters are on the loose and people have died. Sister with one of the younger ones, like kind of in a motherly role. I always like to put them together. It's just a recurring theme. The same, like I always want to have one of the infected, if you will, crawling about using these tendrils and tentacles to move around the scene. I really like that visual, like having him up there in between the steel girders. Another thing that I've been thinking about when it comes to the visuals is there's one video game in particular that I never got to finish, but like that visually had a huge impact, and it was BioShock. And that underwater city in that game with this whole retro look, I don't want to go for that kind of look, but this idea of something old and beautiful left to decay, and then for you to wander into and explore, that's really kind of one of the hooks that I'd like to have in the background of this story if the place itself is a character. Like I really like the idea of having this installation that's just been untouched because of radiation, like at Chernobyl. Actually, Chernobyl is a perfect example of a place that's completely overgrown because of the radiation, completely got out of hand, and it's this time capsule that you just kind of get to wander into. And it is very industrial over there as well because it is a nuclear reactor. Actually, I need to... Oh no, never mind. My internet is down. Well, I guess I'll just have to let my imagination run with this idea of like an industrial site run over. Yeah, even though the place that mine is in means a little less wildlife. But we can bend the rules. It's my story after all.